Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me. Now, over the last few weeks, the Republicans in Congress have been supposedly working on a new stimulus package for the COVID-19 situation that we are dealing with. Now, we all know the Republicans don't want to help you. They don't want to help you. They don't want to help me. They don't want to help the frontline workers out there. They don't want to help the other essential workers that are out there. That was clear in the last stimulus. Because in the last stimulus, if they would have been paying attention and realized how dire the situation was and how bad it is for the people of America, they would have made sure that there was another set of money coming in that stimulus bill. They would have realized that one check of $1,200 to an individual wasn't going to pay much for very long. In fact, by the time they finally released it, a lot of these people had already been out of work for over a month. Meaning some people were already a month or more even behind on their mortgages, their electric bills, their credit card bills, their car payments. But what did the Republican Party do? When the Democrats said, hey, we need to make sure that there's another, more stimulus coming in this bill than just this one-time payment, the GOP said no. Now, yeah, there were some good things that came in the CARES bill. The PPP loans. That was great for some people. Unfortunately, the businesses who really needed the PPP loans, the ones who were really suffering, could not get it. I have a friend of mine who is in the oil exploration business, and he was having a hard time getting through his bank. He was even told by a bank to go to another bank because they just couldn't do it. Now, at the end of the day, I do believe he got everything he needed. But he was given the runaround. And a lot of people that don't have the time or the knowledge, or they're just new in business and they don't know what's really going on, they were given the shaft. Meanwhile, people in Congress had family members, businesses who were given up to even maybe $1 million, some of them. Now, I'm not going to pinpoint a party on that one, because there were connections on both. There's both connections on both sides of the aisle where people got money for their businesses that didn't need it. And if you see the problem there, is Congress passed something and then gave themselves dibs first. That is just beyond wrong. But also the $1,200, $2,400 if you were a married couple under a certain amount of money. But my thing is, the stimulus didn't go to go where it needed to. To be honest with you, everybody needed that money, not up to a certain threshold. Because there may be people who last year made $200,000 or $300,000 for the year, but then this year, their businesses stopped. They were laid off in February, March, and they're not making that money now. But since they weren't eligible. That's something that needs to be addressed. These people deserve to be made whole too. They deserve to be helped as well. Now, in the new stimulus package, they are talking about a few different things. The Trump administration was trying to force through a payroll tax holiday. They wanted to get rid of the payroll tax entirely, which is the only method or the only metric by which Social Security is funded. Some people say, well, they didn't have the money, so they're not really short on it. But they will be. You take away the one mechanism to fund a program, it will dissolve. I didn't support the payroll tax when Obama suggested it and did it. I don't support it now. Now, if you want to reduce it some, okay, whatever. For the current juncture, I can understand that. But to get rid of it completely? Because Social Security is going to be needed by a lot of people. And there's a lot of people within the program right now who are going to need help. But the biggest question has been, who's going to get the next round of money? Where is it going to go? Where is it going to come from? And for people like myself who are on disability or those on Social Security, they're still talking about either somewhere up to maybe $600 to maybe us getting nothing, which, okay. But for the workers out there, they're talking a $600 payment. Now, maybe it's changed since the last time I read it. But what the hell is $600 going to do to a working American or an American who just lost their job in the last few months? What's that going to do for them? If they have kids, what's that? A trip to the grocery store? It's sure not enough to cover rent. So, what are they going to do? Well, my hope is they will understand what's going on. They'll pay more attention to the suffering that is going on in this country right now. And that they will offer, especially at least those that have lost their jobs, a bigger option, a bigger amount of money or a chance for at least something. $600 to $800 isn't going to do much for anybody. Especially somebody who's recently lost their job or is behind on their mortgage because of their lost job. Or who had filed for, unemployment benefits a long time ago and have already run out. But anyways, just a thought. I really don't know what they're going to do. It's what I've been reading. The Trump administration doesn't seem to really want to help. They say they want to help, but then they try to throw little caveats into it that even the Republicans in the Senate are saying we can't do that. If you ask me, it's absolutely ridiculous, the things that he's trying to force through. And on top of all that, what is another thing he's trying to cut with this new stimulus package? He wanted to entirely get rid of COVID testing funding. Period. Because he truly believes, like the moron he is, that if you don't test for it, it doesn't exist. He truly and completely believes that. But anyways, this has been the Big Ranch Show. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you down the road.